Statements were made with oppression and malice in an effort to disparage plaintiff and damage her personal reputation and to subject her to ridicule among her friends and classmates in the viewing audience. So they saying Corey Holcomb did this so her friends can see, so her classmates can see. They're not going to take the position that he was doing these things to hurt the father. So they trying to position it to make everything Corey Holcomb was doing was directly at the daughter. His intentions was to hurt the daughter and the wife. They not gonna say, man, this smoke was for Anton Daniels. Nah, they not gonna say that. We all remember when Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb broke the internet back in January. And it was a point where Corey Holcomb started taking shots at his family. Anton Daniels was insinuating on the fact of he was going to sue Corey Holcomb. And we thought he was just bullshit.
He going out like a real bussy boy. You wasn't thinking about your fam's welfare when you was wreaking all of that havoc last week. Your daughter should sue you. Well, stick around for the show. Stick around for the show. Not for this show, for a different type of show.
But I got the paperwork. The nigga actually suing Corey Holcomb. But the thing about it is, it's not Anton Daniels' name on this complaint. It's his daughter by the way of the mother, right? And I think Anton Daniels was listening to the lead attorney because the lead attorney had broke everything down on what he should sue for. And I said the lead attorney was giving him gems. And I feel like he took the heed of his partner, the lead attorney, especially when Corey Holcomb and his attorney started going after the lead attorney. But let's get into the lawsuit. So they filed this complaint in the county of Los Angeles on February 26, 2026. Just so y'all know, this is his daughter. This is his wife. And it's kind of interesting that Anton Daniels don't appear on this lawsuit when we know you instructed your daughter and your wife to make this play, but you didn't want to seem like this lame filing suit, so you put it on the hands of your wife and your daughter with some sucker shit. If my entire family has been attacked, why don't you attach your name to this as well to show that you're going through this particular stressful time with your wife and your daughter? Like, that was some suck ass lame shit. You didn't want to seem like, oh, I don't want. I just think it was lame. So the daughter is actually suing, but the daughter and the wife is actually suing. But at the time she was 17 years old, so she would have needed her moms to, or her dad to file on her behalf. So it's a civil decision, and they suing for 7 different things. They are suing for 7 different things, and obviously they want some money behind this. I don't know why you want money when you said the nigga Corey Holcomb was broke. Obviously that was a lie. So they're suing Corey Lamont Holcomb, an individual, and they're suing the business, the 5150 show, the organization, right? And this is why I say the lead attorney had a lot to do with persuading goddamn Anton Daniels' wife and kids and himself to go after this suit, because he named a lot of these things that was in the lawsuit. Defamation, a false light, defamation of Leslie details with respect to the t-shirt and images, right? We're gonna get to that. The t-shirt, can I scroll down? All right. The t-shirt and images is gonna be at the, let me see, the t-shirt and images, right? And also they talking about we gonna get to it. And this ain't no goddamn doxing. Don't say nothing about me showing the goddamn courts so we can show this motherfucker, man. She 18 at this point, I believe, so she's an adult. And I'm not gonna defame her or talk about her. I'm just gonna read what's in here. So they suing for 7 things: defamation of Sharita Daniels on respect of the t-shirt images, intentional infliction of emotional distress suffered by Leslie Daniels. We gonna get to that. Intentional infliction of emotional distress suffered by Sharita Daniels. Violation of California Code Section 3344. This is a code where you can't. They didn't ask for permission to post the picture of Leslie Daniels. We're going to get to that as well because the picture was already public. We're going to get to it, all right? And if any content creators want this particular document, I spent $90 to get this motherfucker, but y'all can email me at househypocrite@gmail. Y'all can get it from me, but you're going to have to cash at me like $10. You feel me? Or y'all can just take these screenshots that I'm going to show, because I'm not going to show the entire thing. So this is the facts that the Daniels attorney is presenting to the court, which a lot of this stuff we already know, but just to go over it and be thorough up on information and belief, and pay attention to up on information and belief, because when we get to reading this, we're gonna be like, well, how do they know this for a fact? So this is what they believe to be true, and not necessarily everything is all facts. In January of 2026, the Corey Holcomb 5150 show was aired through YouTube and had a wide audience in the United States. The 5150 show was aired on January 13th, 2026. Anton Daniels, the father of plaintiff Leslie Daniel and husband plaintiff Sharita Daniels, appeared on that show. After introductory comments were made by defendant Holcomb and the guests, the two individuals became involved in an intense, heated discussion, and provocative remarks were exchanged. And this is so very interesting. After introductory comments were made by the defendant Holcomb and the guests, the two individuals became involved in an intense, heated discussion. They try to make it seem like Corey Holcomb said something first, and then Anton Daniels said something second, and they became intense, heated discussion, and provocative remarks were exchanged. The following week, January 20th, defendant Corey Holcomb aired another show. During the show, the defendant twice aired a photograph of plaintiff Leslie Daniels standing immediately in the background of an American flag, the one we showed earlier. The defendant Corey Holcomb clearly identified plaintiff Leslie Daniels as the daughter of Anton Daniels. With the photo was shown, host Corey Holcomb made disparaging and highly offensive statements about plaintiff and her father. Defendant Holcomb referred to plaintiff Leslie Daniels on the broadcast as an ugly ass dyke. I don't remember him saying that, but let's go see, because they time stamped it. Let's go see what he said.
Yeah, you be acting tough, so she's scared. But bring your bitch in my life. I will go raw in your wife. Right? Once, but motherfucking twice. Drive off without saying nighty night. Your daughter, a ugly ass dyke. I'm saying this shit because I know you don't like. I'm saying it. You know where I'm at. Come see me, motherfucker, and get your pride back. Fuck that. I want your side hoe. She worth a little bit, but I'ma let the people know. She short as hell. I know her pussy.
So they're really trying to use a freestyle rap in art to say, hey, he's offending my daughter. Music, rap is protected under freedom of speech. Every time they end the 5150 show, they talk about what happened on that show that night. Even when him and Darlene got into it, he went to go say stuff about Darlene. They still friends. She's still a co-host. But that's pathetic. But they used it because I didn't know he said that. But they used it. This is their what you call it. I guess this is their argument. They said the defendant knew at the time that the statement was made that the defendant knew at the time that the statement was made that plaintiff was a the lawyer even fucking can't write. The defendant knew at the time that the statement was made that plaintiff was a minor. I'm gonna tell you this. He didn't know the age of Anton Daniel's daughter. I thought she was in college, personally. A lot of people thought she was in college until it was revealed that she was 17 years old. You know why? You know why nobody knew she was a minor? Because nobody actually knew anything about his goddamn daughter, because he don't really mention anything personal about his daughter. And Corey Holcomb wasn't going to be the person to go see that his daughter is a minor. So when I say they believe these things, you know what I'm saying, to be what the offended is saying, this is not actual or factual thing they saying Corey Holcomb actually knew. This is the verbiage within this legal jargon shit that it just looks shiesty. But this is how they have to present it. The defendant knew at the time. This is what they believe. They're not saying this is actually to be true, which I don't like. I don't like the jargon within these goddamn I guess law. I don't know what to call this shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. I wanted to be straightforward and understanding, but how they present this is going to be presented to a juror, because this is still pending, right? So the defendant knew at the time she was a minor. I don't believe he knew she was a minor. You feel me? Because if you think about it, when he found out she was 17, well, so now this is what they saying. The statement was made intentionally to disparage and demean the plaintiff. The defendant expected at the time that he would profit monetarily by ridiculing Leslie Daniels and subjecting her to scorn, since his podcast has promotion for products that bring in substantial income. So basically, Anton Daniels and his wife believe this was a money play for Corey Holcomb, because he's quote unquote broke, by the words of Anton Daniels, right? So they believe Corey Holcomb used their daughter as a money grab and a come up. That's interesting. That is interesting. So I guess Anton Daniels didn't use Corey Holcomb as a money grab and a come up when he came to his platform. So on the next show, January 27, 2026, defendant Corey Holcomb exhibited for his audience a t-shirt which depicted Leslie Daniels as an ape and depicted his wife as an ape. Let's go back to it, right? And this is why I say it's wishy-washy, because all these things were done in effect to get at Anton Daniels, and not exactly to attack his daughters and kids. Now, if you believe this is your daughter and that's your wife, If you believe there's any resemblance of this being your daughter or your wife, you got another thing coming, because you was depicted as a zookeeper, overweight, pudgy. You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't on a lawsuit? You feel me? Why aren't you taking the initiative with your family? Because that look more like a depiction of you than these apes looking like your wife and child. But we get it. He said this is dedicated to you. They don't give any quotes about what he said, right? I'm gonna show y'all the video, but let's read this real quick. On the next show, January 2020, he showed the shirt. Finny Corey Holcomb explained the viewers of his podcast could purchase the t-shirt. He alleged that all the money received from viewers would be donated to a family of a woman shot in Detroit by ICE agents. To date, no accounting of the funds for this t-shirt has been rendered by defendant Corey Holcomb. Upon information and belief, all proceeds from the t-shirt have remained with defendant. How in the fuck will Anton Daniels or his lawyers know if any of this money is still in his account, if he has even made money off these t-shirts? This is why I say, how the fuck you gonna say this is to be true when you don't even have the access to know if this shit is true? Whoever they got as a lawyer, it is some rinky dink nigga or woman that just is just happy to take a case of a high profile individual like Corey Holcomb. Because why would you even put that to date, no accounting of the funds? You haven't subpoenaed his bank accounts up on information and belief. This is the bullshit they use. Up on information. Who information did you get this from that no funds have went towards this particular family? All proceeds from the t-shirt have remained with the defendant. How would you know that? But let's go to see what he said when he did the t-shirt thing. Because they didn't make any quotes about that. Right? They quoted everything else, but why didn't they quote what he said when he had the when he put up the t-shirt? You know what I'm saying?
You not me, but this is dedicated to dude. We got a shirt that will be up for sale. Hit it. This is dedicated to you, lame.
Oh, that's cold.
This is dedicated to you, lame. If you want me to, call me again. I'll send you one. Motherfuckers out here thinking they can control how war go. You playing with me, I'ma play with you.
Oh yeah, now we looking at this, right? We looking at he didn't say this is your wife and your daughter. He didn't say this is you. He said this is dedicated specifically to you. This is why they didn't quote anything that he said about this particular t-shirt, because he didn't say anything. He didn't say this is your wife and your daughter. Now, when it comes to inferring something, you can infer anything. The two monkeys on that could have been Anton Daniels' side bitches. You feel me? So he can infer anything, but he said this is dedicated to you and didn't say anything after that. But Anton Daniels, his wife and daughter took ownership of it. You can't put no picture up of me that ain't me as an ape, and I take ownership in saying, he calling me an ape. If it don't apply, let it fly. Now, Anton could have said, okay, that's a depiction of me. You know what I'm saying? That's a derogatory depiction of me because it kind of look like him. But we all know it's about, you know what I'm saying, the daughter and the kid. But can you prove that without him saying this is your wife and this is your daughter? They monkeys. Now, throughout this, it's interesting that the lawyer or the attorney for the Daniels are trying to push this victim mentality of a black man being racist and using racist trope. It's gonna be throughout this entire lawsuit or complaint of a lawsuit. They're going hard with the racism, the victim mentality. So they believe he made money off these t-shirts. Probably did. You know what I'm saying? So the defendant Corey Holcomb on podcast on the 20th, this a week falsely stated that plaintiff Leslie Daniel was a dyke. This is disparaging, homophobic, and misogynistic slur for a lesbian, particularly one who is masculine or butch. Now, the first cause of action is the defamation per se. Is what the first thing that they are suing for. When they do lawsuits, they gonna compile a lot of complaints together, trying to see which one stick. But this verbiage is made for the courts, but it's also made for the jurors to have some type of sympathy and you know what I'm saying? And it's trying to sway the jurors when they start to read this complaint. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to that. I mean, it is what it is. When you file a lawsuit and a complaint, you trying to do everything you can, so you can win your particular case. But he jokingly or within a rap song, Freestyle called his daughter a dyke. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't say it by name. He said your daughter. So you can take it how you want. The false statement was made by defendants intentionally to demean plaintiff and subject her to ridicule, right? This is another when I say the verbiage. Defendants knew the statement was false at the time. They know his attorneys know that the jurors will be reading this. So now when you word this as the defendants knew, they talking about the 5150 show, knew the statement was false at the time that it was made, or in the alternative, defendants failed to use reasonable care to determine either the truth or the falsity of the statement, yet made them anyway without regard to their truthfulness. This is some hoe ass shit. Because when you rapping, you freestyling, you got a beat on. This is going to fall under the lines of insults. If you call somebody gay, you can't necessarily go sue them for that unless you try to position documents or, you know what I'm saying, conversations, and you're trying to slander that person with that defamation continuously. But still, just because he called your daughter a dyke or ugly, I wonder why they didn't use because it's an insult. Calling her a dyke is an insult. You can't prove can we prove today that Anton Daniel's daughter is not a dyke? Is not a lesbian. If we looked at this picture, and we just looked at this, you know what I'm saying? Could we prove that she is not a lesbian or a dyke? Can we prove that she's a heterosexual young woman at this time? Because I think she's 18 now. Can we prove that? I'm not no goddamn lawyer. You feel me? I'm just trying to use a little bit of common sense. We can't prove that she isn't or isn't a heterosexual. Her parents can think she's a heterosexual, but she could be gay. She could be a lesbian, but telling her parents, you know what I'm saying, that she a heterosexual. So we can't prove what her sexuality is. We can't prove nobody. Anton Daniels has been with his wife for 20 years. Everybody be calling him gay. Can we prove that he's not gay because he got a wife? That ain't gonna stand on nothing. So this is the Spanish homophobic, misogynistic slur for a lesbian, particularly one of who's masculine or butch. They are calling the daughter masculine and butch. Plaintiff Leslie Daniel is a heterosexual and is not a lesbian. How can they prove that to us? I'm a straight man. How can I prove to y'all that I'm a straight man? I cannot. I cannot. I can say I'm straight, and somebody else can say you gay. Now, what do I do as a straight man to go prove that I'm a heterosexual man? I go fuck a bitch on camera. You feel me? So it's just like, all right, we can't prove that she is or not. But I believe her words though. And I will want y'all to believe me. You feel me? If y'all don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying, like, she was 17, I guess, at the time, and saying she's a lesbian is just like, that could be like, it could be a little defamatory, but it's gonna fall under insults. The feminists knew that the statement false was made. Okay, we read that. So plaintiff is entitled to recover compensatory damages. They want some money. But I thought Corey Holcomb was broke. So they trying to hit it where it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Anton Daniel said he got his money straight. Now he ready for war.
Pac said, don't go to war unless you got your money right. I got my money right, and now I'm ready for war.
You ain't ready for war. You putting your family in this line of fire. You know what I'm saying? And the women and children. Plaintiff maintains the defendants knew the statements were false and acted with conscious disregard of a child's rights. This is where you can play on that minor. She was 17 at the time. She's a minor. Now she's 18, right? So they keep saying he knew. He ain't knew a goddamn thing. You feel me? How can you prove that he knew she was a child, or how can you prove that he knew that she wasn't a lesbian? This is a weak argument. The statements were made with oppression and malice in an effort to disparage plaintiff. We are still talking about when Corey Holcomb was rapping, saying his daughter a dyke. I wonder why they didn't put in, she gonna be buying pussy like you. Right? Because maybe that was a figure of speech. Statements were made with oppression and malice in an effort to disparage plaintiff and damage her personal reputation and to subject her to ridicule among her friends and classmates in the viewing audience. So they saying Corey Holcomb did this so her friends can see, so her classmates can see. They're not going to take the position that he was doing these things to hurt the father. So they trying to position it to make everything Corey Holcomb was doing was directly at the daughter. His intentions was to hurt the daughter and the wife. They not gonna say, man, this smoke was for Anton Daniels. Nah, they not gonna say that. the second cause, false light, it's the same thing as it's the same thing as defamation. Defendants falsely stated the plaintiff was a dyke. The word dyke is disparaging homophobe, and false light is the same thing. The false light created by defendants was highly offensive to anyone in plaintiff's position. It might not be, because if you call a dyke, how would that be offensive? I'm not saying his daughter is, but I'm just saying to anyone in plaintiff's position. At the time that the statements were made, plaintiff was a vulnerable, unshielded high school student. What do they mean by unshielded? What do they mean by unshielded? That is definition in court. In a legal context, unshielded refers to records, information, or individuals not protected by a court order, statute, or immunity. It means documents are accessible to the public, or a person is liable. You got, man, these refers to records, information, individuals not protected by a court order, statute, or immunity. It means documents are accessible to. Unshielded definition. I don't get that though. I don't get was a vulnerable, unshielded high school student. How she's unshielded when she has a father and a mother to protect her. This is why I say this defendant knew the statements made would create a false impression about the plaintiff. I can see that. But then again, it's not Corey Holcomb specifically going after the daughter. The daughter is being used as a tool to go after Anton Daniels specifically. So it's not like this is an indirect. The daughter is collateral damage. She is an indirect attack towards her father, but the courts might not see it like that. Defendants acted with reckless disregard of the truth. What is the truth? We can't prove that she's a heterosexual or not. We can't prove that. Plaintiff Leslie Daniels was harmed by the public statements by defendants. Now that's possible. It's possible that she was affected, but when the uncle was asked about how was her mental state and how was she, he said that the parents don't let her see those type of things, and from his knowledge, she wasn't affected at all.
So, is it seriously? Is it Anton's daughter, or is now that just cap?
No, it didn't. I mean, she, from what I don't know anything about it. You know, they try to keep her or away from that kind of stuff, and he told me she's good for now. I mean, I don't know if it's told her, but last time yesterday.
Well, we might have lawyers. Hold on, slow down. We might have lawyers involved here. That girl is traumatized. Fuck what y'all talking about. I talked to. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all doing?
Right. She is. She's traumatized.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They don't know what to talk about. That's another thing. Listen.
So is the Daniels forcing their daughter to file this lawsuit? That's interesting. The statements made by the defendants were a substantial factor in causing harm to the plaintiff. As a result of the foregoing, plaintiff requests compensatory damages in amount determined at trial. So this entire thing is to be set up for the daughter, a minor, to get, so this can get to trial, so they can have the sympathy of her peers, right? Because it's gonna be other women, really. It's gonna be other women, and If the case goes anywhere, they gonna win based off sympathy. They gonna see the things Corey Holcomb has said in the past. You feel me? About women, about children. They gonna sympathize with this young black girl. They already said the racist tropes. They're trying to depict her as a monkey and a wife. Like this is the perfect victim mentality case for the Daniels. Nigga preach about not being a victim so much just for you to create a monetary gain of being a motherfucking victim and forcing your wife and child to go through this shit. And they might win too, based off sympathy. But the argument with Corey Holcomb, which I'm gonna do that next. We're gonna get into how Corey Holcomb gonna beat this shit. Based off of my unprofessional advice. Because I could be completely wrong. Right? So the next thing, third cause of action. Defamation of Leslie Daniel with respect to this t-shirt. I don't think this has no merit. The depiction of black people, this is where they get into the racial shit. Leslie Daniel portrayed as a monkey is unmistakably a racist image. Okay, and we go back to this image, right? Which one is the monkey? Like, if we looking at this picture, which one the daughter, which one the mama? I'm being rhetorical. So now you choosing, oh, that's my daughter right there. That me. That my wife. That's my daughter. That's me. That's my wife. That could be a side bitch. This right here could be Anton mom. So this is what I'm saying. I don't believe it has no merit, even though we know. But like, you can argue in court, especially when Corey Holcomb didn't say, hey, this is your daughter and this is your wife. He didn't say that. Verbally, he didn't say that. But I get the argument, because if I was in a position with the lawsuit, I would be taking the same. Let me get back to it. What we on the third one? I'll be taking the same position. So it is what it is. So the depiction of black people as apes or monkeys is a deeply rooted racist and dehumanizing trope with a long history designed to deny the humanity of African descended people and justify slavery and discrimination. This is where they go with the heart. They're pulling at the heartstrings. I thought it was distasteful too, but when it comes to the legal jargon, how you gonna prove that's your daughter? How you gonna prove that's your wife? Now you have a great argument to say that's you. You feel me? Or maybe I'm just being biased. This image is understood to be so degrading and demeaning that it could not possibly be passed off as satire or humor. So now we get to define what's humorous and what's satire based off your feelings of you being hurt of some shit that might not even be you. So we get to decide what's humor. He's a dark humor comedian. He didn't put, oh, this is Leslie Daniels, this is Sharita Daniels, this is Anton Daniels. You feel me? We can't, this is weak. The t-shirt angle is weak as fuck. But I think when it gets to like the emotional damage or whatever towards the minor, I think that's the only thing that might stick. The image of the plaintiff, Leslie Daniel, as an ape was and is defamatory. She not a fucking ape though. And how is it defaming her? Plaintiff Leslie Daniel is entitled to recover compensatory damages. I'm tripping on that. The image was displayed by defendant Holcomb with sneering condescension and with oppression and malice in an effort to disparage and dehumanize plaintiff, to subject plaintiff to ridicule. Now, this would make sense if Anton Daniels' bitch ass got on the complaint in this lawsuit. He removed himself out of the lawsuit when everything was depicted at him. Now he could have claimed this is, you know what I'm saying? Okay, he got me on there, and now this appears that he had my children on, my wife and my kids. He was the main culprit of all the slander. This one, you a weak ass man, bro. If you're gonna allow your wife and your child to go seek these particular damages, why don't you just stand by their side and put your name on this shit too? Oh, you a thug though. You a gangster. You don't want your name on any paperwork, huh? That shit weak, bro. I skipped past the fourth cause of action because it's the same thing with his wife being depicted on the t-shirt as well. And she's her complaint is the exact same thing as the daughter. So we get to the fifth cause of action. Defendants called plaintiffs to suffer severe emotional distress. Now, as this might be the only thing that I can see actually having some type of merit, but by publicly declaring plaintiff alleged Daniels to be an ugly dyke by exhibiting and selling a t-shirt containing a picture of her as an ape. There is no picture of his wife or daughter as apes. It can be implied that this is them, but there is no picture of his daughter and wife as apes, bro. It don't even look like them. It was just some regular, like I said, that could be goddamn Anton Daniels side bitches kids. But when he said defendants called, if you're called an ugly dyke, can you be suffered? Can you sue from emotional distress for being called an ugly dyke? I don't know. We're gonna see. The courts can see this as insults. Defendants knew that the plaintiff, Lacey Daniel, would hear the false and degrading description of her and would know that Corey Holcomb in the 51 show were hawking a t-shirt with an image. Did the daughter watch the 5150 show? She part of the 5150 show? As a result of the foregoing, plaintiff is entitled. They are not letting up about this money, man. They need some money. Defendants, when they say defendants, they're talking about the entire 5150 show. Defendants' conduct was, defendants. They're talking about, okay. They're talking about Corey Holcomb himself right there. But when they say defendants, they're talking about the entire show. Defendants' conduct was gross and despicable and beyond the bounds of human decency. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga. If y'all looking for human decency in Corey Holcomb, you motherfucker went to the wrong place, because his show is called Crazy. 5150 mean crazy. So y'all looking at the wrong goddamn nigga. The defendants were guilty of malice and oppression as a result of the despicable race trope. You can't be racist towards your own kind. You can most definitely be a coon, but you can't be racist towards your own kind. But I get when they say a racist trope. The plaintiff is entitled to an award of punitive damage. They not letting up on this money. Since you put me on a shirt and I proclaim myself to be a monkey and you called me a monkey, I'm going to sue you for calling me a monkey that I agree that you called me to be. Now I want some money. The sixth cause of action. This is the sixth reason why it's the same thing with the wife, right? It's the same exact thing, right? In the seventh clause. Now this is where I said, well, maybe they have real merit. Violation of California Civil Code Section 3344 against all defendants. California Civil Code Section 3344 by displaying the photograph of plaintiff Lizzie Dan, a minor, without permission of plaintiffs or of her parents on January 20 of 2026 for commercial gain and profit. Now, I said, well, was his intentions to gain money by posting her particular picture? Was that his intentions? Or does it even matter? Or since that was something already publicly shared by the parents, and now it's basically like whatever is in the public eye you can use. But I don't think you can use it as monetary gain. But this might be something. This might be the strongest argument. But then again, I'm like, y'all posted y'all child. She's sort of a public figure because you posted her also on your YouTube. You posted her also, you know what I'm saying, on pages, and then she's a Taekwondo national Olympic champion. That can result of her being a public figure as well. Like the dude that posted the baby kids, not in the defamatory way, but it's just like, I don't know if you can profit off that. Well, I don't know, because his show was already making money before he went and showed her picture or whatever. So I don't know how that worked. They can tie that in, but I think that might be the strongest case. At the time, the defendant Holcomb displayed a photograph doing his podcast. He stated that it was a photograph of Anton Daniels' daughter.
Boy, you use your paper to fuck bitches you would normally never be around. You an ugly ass boy. You an ugly ass boy. You brag on having no children out of wedlock. You got a picture of his daughter? I'm a dirtbag. You got a picture of his daughter?
That nigga got a picture.
This motherfucker brag on not having no children out of wedlock. What happened, D? It crashed.
The Holcomb incident.
Froze.
Now,
That's the broad.
I was told.
Y'all can get the broad off. That's his daughter. This man said he ain't got no children out of wedlock. Nigga,
That's Cool
Don't-
Mo daughter.
that's who?
Not Cool Mo D, Cool Mo daughter.
That's the air up there, nigga. Look, nigga,
go
let me tell you
downtown.
something. Don't make no more kids, nigga. That bitch gonna be buying pussy like you after a while. If you don't know, nigga, don't ever brag on no motherfucking what you ain't got. Don't nobody want no kids with you, nigga.
That's why I say most of this stuff is yeah, I showed your daughter. Okay, yeah. I'm insinuating that she's not very attractive. But how did he gain money from that though? That's why I say, like, yeah, you can sue, but I think they banking off the sympathy from the jurors rather than actually having a strong case to actually sue. So this is they want if they win, they want compensatory damages and amount to be proved at trial. So they ain't want to ask for a particular amount. They just want something. Punitive damages for the first, third, fourth, fifth, sixth causes of action. Why they ain't mention the 7? So they only want punitive damages for the first, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth causes of action. So why mention the 7? For attorney fees with respect to the 7th cause of action. For the cost and expense for suit for such other and further relief as the courts deem just as proper. So that's the lawsuit of the Daniels. And I don't understand. I don't understand why Anton Daniels didn't put his name on that and show that he's in unity with his family, with his wife and kids over this lawsuit, right? I don't know if this lawsuit is going to go anywhere, to be honest with you. It's still pending. Sometimes these things take time. But I'm going to keep y'all updated. Let me know what y'all think about this shit, man.